I grew up in New York City. It was great, just being a little girl, being in my parents' realm. I think I always knew that I was going to be an artist. So it was either first grade or kindergarten, whenever you're learning how to write. We had this little assignment where we were supposed to say what we were going to be when we grew up. But the page was divided into 4, so you had 4 choices. So one of my choices was to be a housewife. Because my mother was a housewife. Another choice was to be a doctor because my father was a doctor. And then the third choice was to be a veterinarian because that's what my sister wanted to be. And, I had to write out these sentences and each one had a little drawing with it. And the fourth one was, I want to be an artist. I'll be an artist. And that was the only one, like there was no precedent for that in my family. So I think I still have that drawing somewhere. Well, hello, this is Bisu. I really like working with not knowing what's going to happen. However, I have not stayed with that. I really don't, like I've always told my students, don't define yourself with a style because you're just like putting yourself in a little box. And like one spring quarter I was teaching intaglio printmaking and things were blooming in my garden and I thought, oh my goodness, I should make an etching of one of my flowers and show them, and then hand paint it and show them, like talk about botanical etchings from the 1800s and the 1700s. And so I did that, and that like kicked off this whole thing of, oh my God, I've got to do every flower in my garden, which I think I did 30. And I have a whole portfolio of that. I go everywhere. I go wherever, wherever whatever like catches me and holds me. Because, a lot of times I want to do something and it's just, I'm pushing and pushing and it's just not working. So, I just move on to the next thing and find either a new material or a new way of using a material. When I was visiting Japan in 2018, I found out that I could buy like paper for making fans with. So I took myself right down to that fan shop, which was quite amazing, and bought 100 sheets. I still have maybe 50 of those sheets left. Sometimes I can be in the same medium for years, like finish one body of work and then move into the next body of work, and it just depends on what's going on. Sometimes it's physical. Worked on a series during the pandemic that was related to walking around a lake, Squires Lake, which is south of me here, and a little bit isolated. Most people don't know about that hike. I decided to surround myself in the studio with the lake the same way that I was walking around the lake surrounding it. And the whole idea around make of yourself light, it's a quote from the Buddha, from the historical Buddha, was said to have said when he was on his deathbed. And students asked them how they would continue on without him, and he answered, make of yourself a light. And I felt that this was a way that I could do that even during the constraints of the pandemic. And then that body of work came to an end and something else happened. Something happened with, I didn't know what I was going to do next. Usually there's a down period and it can be a little bit frustrating, but I've been doing it long enough that I try to recognize it as just, a waiting and a presence of waiting to see what's going to happen next and just trying this and trying that. And what came for me because of certain circumstances to do with my sister's death and scattering her ashes in the Salish Sea, something came together for me that was transparent silk, layered, looking like water. So, yeah. Right now I'm in a place where I just finished a body of work of using silk and shibori, tie-dye, resist-dye technique. And I think I'm done with that work. And I'm trying to probe around and figure out what the next thing is. So. Some artists said that they work in whatever material likes them at the time. I can't remember who that was, but I'm kind of in agreement with that. But I think it's more of a coming together with a material. So SOLA, you have to be over 60 to apply, so it's one of the perks of getting older. And when I was told I got one, I was actually pretty surprised. I've always thought of my portfolio as being I'm doing this and then I'm doing that. And it's really nice to have somebody acknowledge that this is a body of work that really shows commitment and excellence. So I really appreciate that.